Dear students, today we will discuss about the elimination reactions shown by haloalkanes. During the last classes, we have discussed about the nucleophilic substitution reactions shown by haloalkanes. We have discussed the mechanism of SN2 reaction and also the SN1 reaction. And also we have discussed several examples of the nucleophilic substitution reactions shown by haloalkanes. As previously I have told you that haloalkanes are showing four types of reactions. Number one, nucleophilic substitution reaction. Number two, elimination reaction. Number three, reduction reactions, and number four, action with active metals. So after completing the nucleophilic substitution reactions shown by haloalkanes, now we will discuss about the elimination reactions shown by haloalkanes. Okay, so elimination reaction of haloalkanes. See, what is an elimination reaction? Elimination reactions involves the removal of two atoms or groups forming an unsaturated compound. So whenever two atoms or two groups will remove from an existing molecule, a new bond will form between the two atoms. That means we will get an unsaturated compound. So reactions involving removal of two atoms or groups forming an unsaturated compound are called elimination reactions. So such kind of reactions are shown by haloalkanes. Let us take CH3 CH2 Br plus KOH alcoholic. So when alkyl halide read with the alcoholic OH, then we are getting CH2 double bond CH2 plus KBr plus H2. So here you see this is ethyl bromide. If I write CH2H CH2Br plus KOH alcoholic, this is Br minus and H plus note, and this, so this is the atom and this is the atom. Two atoms are removing as a molecule, and now this bond is coming to what? This place. I am getting what? Your CH2 double bond CH2. Now this HBr and KOH will react to give KBr plus H2. So here in this reaction, two atoms are removed and are forming an unsaturated compound alkene. So this is called what? Elimination reaction. Haloalkanes when read with alcoholic KOH, then a hydrogen halide HBr now removed, and this is called what? Dehydrohalogenation. See, a hydrogen and a halogen atom both are being removed. So this is also called what? Dehydrohalogenation. So alkylates undergo dehydrohalogenation in the presence of alcoholic OH to give an alkene. Okay, so this is an elimination reaction of haloalkanes. Now let us see, previously we have discussed that CH3 CH2Br plus KOH aqueous give what your CH3 CH2OH plus KBr. Here you see when ethyl bromide react with aqueous KOH, it gives what your CH3 CH2OH plus KBr. SN2. Now what I am doing now, CH3Br plus KOH alcoholic CH2 double bond CH2 plus KBr plus H2 CHHBr is your CH2 H I can take, okay, and I will take water. I will give water KH alcoholic. What happen? Alpha elimination. Then this one comes up, okay, alpha elimination, and here this is C2H5O minus beta elimination. Okay, so alpha elimination from hydrogen atom, alpha elimination, then hydrogen atom, beta elimination, and we are getting what? CH2 double bond CH2. Okay, also I will get KBr plus H2. Okay, now if I have CH2H CH2Br CH2H. See here, this is the beta carbon, this is the alpha carbon. So from the alpha carbon, hydrogen atom removed, from the beta carbon, hydrogen atom removed. And here you see, this is your alpha, now this is beta, this is beta. Okay, so I can remove the hydrogen atom from this carbon, and also I can remove the hydrogen atom from this carbon. And this is a symmetrical haloalkane. Symmetrical haloalkane, both sides same alkyl groups are there. So if I remove the hydrogen atom from this carbon, I will get propene. And also if I remove the hydrogen from this place, also I will get this propane. So simply I can write plus KOH alcoholic. So CH3 CH double bond CH2 plus KBr plus H2. Okay. Now if I have CH3 CH Br CH2 CH3. Now here you see, this is the alpha carbon, now this is the beta carbon, this is the beta carbon. Okay. Now this beta carbon contains 2 hydrogen atom, and this beta carbon contains 3 hydrogen atom. Right. Now if alcoholic, if I go for this one, okay, and plus CH2 CH2. Okay, if I go for what, it give your KOH alcoholic. Okay, now this alpha hydrogen atom elimination, now beta hydrogen elimination. This place will get what? CH3 CH2 double bond CH CH3. Okay, and if I will do CH2H, and suppose I will do CH2 H CH Br CH2 CH3 KOH alcohol. Here you see alpha elimination, beta elimination, we get what? CH2 double bond CHO CH2 CH3. This is called about 1 ENE is what will due to 2 ENE. So whenever we have an unsymmetrical haloalkane, we can eliminate the hydrogen atom from both the sides, from both the beta carbon. Then we are getting two different products. One is, here you see double bond with more alkyl groups substitution, and here double bond with the less alkyl group substitution. So when I am getting this one, this carbon-carbon double bond contains two alkyl groups. Okay, here you see. But here you see this carbon double bond contains only one alkyl group. Now this alkyl group attached to carbon-carbon double bond may undergo hyperconjugation effect. That means more resonating structures we can write, and hence the product will be more stable. But here such kind of hyperconjugation is not possible. That means there is no more resonating structure. That means it is less stable. Okay, so this I will take as what one major product, and this I will take what one minor product. Okay, so what is the conclusion? Alkanes with more substitution are more stable because they can undergo hyperconjugation and more resonating structures can be done. So whenever elimination takes place in an unsymmetrical haloalkane, the hydrogen atom is preferentially eliminated from that carbon which have less number of hydrogen. You will see this carbon is 2 hydrogen, this carbon is 3 hydrogen. So when I am removing the hydrogen atom from this carbon having less number, I am getting what? More substituted production. Okay, so what we can say, whenever elimination takes place in an unsymmetrical haloalkane, the hydrogen atom is preferentially eliminated from that carbon having less number of hydrogen atom. Okay, and see that must be in the beta position. Okay, and this is called what rule? Sergev rule. Or what rule? Sergev rule. Okay, Sergev rule. So elimination in an unsymmetrical haloalkane is always take place according to Sergev rule. So what I will write now, see. CH3 CH Br CH2 CH3. Okay, plus KOH alcoholic. Okay, we get what one? CH3 CHO double bond CHO CH3 plus KBr plus H2O, or I can get what? CH2 double bond CH2 single bond CH2 single bond CH3 plus KBr plus H2O. So this is what one? What 1 ENE is what one? What 2 ENE. This is what your major, this is what your minor. Okay. So this is your major product or called what your Sherzeb product. Sherzeb product. Okay. So elimination in unsymmetrical haloalkane takes place according to Sherzeb rule. That is what the hydrogen atom will be preferentially eliminated from that beta carbon having less number of hydrogen atom. Okay. This is about the elimination reactions shown by haloalkanes. Okay. Now next your reduction reactions. See, reduction reactions reduction reactions means what? The addition of hydrogen. In organic, reduction reaction means addition of hydrogen. So what we are doing here? We are adding the hydrogen to the haloalkane, and this addition of hydrogen can be carried out in two ways. Either we can take a catalyst like nickel, platinum, or palladium, and we'll take hydrogen gas H2. Otherwise, we can take a chemical reagent like SnHCl, HCl, zinc, copper, couple, and alcohol, sodium alcohol. So these are the reagents that will produce nascent hydrogen, and that nascent hydrogen will be added to the haloalkane to get an alkane. So haloalkanes undergo reduction with zinc, copper, couple, alcohol, sodium alcohol, or your nickel with hydrogen to give your alkanes. Also, the haloalkanes can be reduced into alkane by using your HI with your red phosphorus. Okay. So what I can write? CH3, CH2, Br. Okay. Plus H2, nickel or platinum or palladium, CH3 plus HBr. Okay. Or I can write CH3, CH2, Br plus H. I can take SnHCl or zinc HCl or sodium with alcohol. I can get what? CH3 plus HBr. Okay. Ethyl. Okay. You want your ethyl bromide. Now also I can take CH3, CH2, Br plus HI, red P, you get CH3 plus I. Okay, CH3, CH2I. Also, we can get the alkanes from haloalkanes, CH3, CH2I plus HI, red P, CH3 plus I2. So, you will see we are taking red P because of the I2 form can again react with your alkane to give the haloalkane. That's why we are taking red P. This red P will react with the I2 to give your PI3, which cannot react again with the alkane. Okay. Action with the metals. Haloalkanes readily react with active metals like sodium, magnesium, zinc, lithium, and copper. First of all, we will see action with sodium metal. So what happens here? When an alkyl halide react with sodium metal in presence of a dry ether, then a higher alkane is formed. See, if I take was RXO plus 2Na XR dry ether. Remember here, dry ether is essential. Okay, as a solvent. You get what? RR plus 2NaX alkane. This is your haloalkane. So you see, in a haloalkane, we have taken one R, RXL, and here I am getting what? RR. Okay. Now see, if I write CH3, CH2, Br plus 2Na plus Br, CH2, CH3, dry ether. What will happen? Okay, we get to 2NaBr plus CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. This is called your N-butane. Ethyl bromide. Ethyl bromide. So here you see ethyl bromide CH3CH2Br with the sodium metal in dry ether, we are getting what? Butane. So here two carbon there in the haloalkane, but I am getting what? 4 carbon in the alkane form. So whatever haloalkane we are taking, that becomes the number of carbon atoms becomes so double here in the alkane form. So this kind of reaction is having great importance. So whenever we are going for the organic conversion, and we are trying to get a higher member from a lower member. So to get a higher member of organic compound from a lower member, we can use this kind of reaction. Okay, and this reaction is called what? Wood reaction. Called what? Wood reaction is most important. Wood reaction. Called what? Wood reaction. Okay. And because of the alkane obtained is the 2 times of number of carbon atom present there in the haloalkane. So in this reaction we cannot obtain methane. Okay, because of we have to take the haloalkane at least with 1 carbon, and the alkane will have at least 2 carbon, that is ether. So methane we cannot obtain in this reaction. Remember it. Okay. And for this reaction, so we must have take dry ether. And we have to take always the similar haloalkanes, so that we will get a symmetrical alkane. Okay. So if you take symmetrical haloalkanes, so we will get a symmetrical alkane. But if you take different types of dissimilar haloalkanes, so then we will get a mixture of products, and that is difficult to separate. Okay. So this is one of the drawback of this reaction. Okay. We are Na Br C2H5. Let me see different type of haloalkanes I will take. Okay. Now I will get what? First of all, 2 methyl bromide molecule will react to give what? An ethane, and 2 ethyl bromide molecules will react to give a butane, C4H10, and 1 methyl will react to give what? A propane, C3H8. Okay, so ethane, butane and propane. You get a mixture and it is difficult to separate. Right? So this is about the Wood reaction. Okay. Now magnesium metal. Formation of Grignard's reagent. Grignard's reagent. Okay. See, then alkyl halide reduce the magnesium metal in presence of dry ether. Then alkyl magnesium bromide is formed. Alkyl magnesium halide is formed. Haloalkane magnesium metal dry ether, we are getting what? Alkyl magnesium halide. And this alkyl magnesium halide is known as what? Grignard's reagent. And this Grignard reagent is having many more importance in organic synthesis. Okay, this is called your ethyl magnesium bromide. Okay, ethyl bromide. And here remember, we must have to take the dry ether condition. Okay, even if it's a very little amount of moisture can convert this one into your alkane. Okay, so this is called the Grignard's reagent, and this Grignard reagent is having many importance in organic synthesis. We can prepare many types of organic compounds by taking this Grignard's reagent. Okay, so then a haloalkane alkylate reacted with magnesium metal in presence of dry ether, then your alkyl magnesium halide known as Grignard's reagent is formed. See, next में तो zinc metal, same thing. Haloalkanes react with zinc metal in presence of dry ether to give dialkyl zinc. Okay, see, if I have Ca3 CH2Br plus zinc, dry ether Ca3 CH2 whole 2 zinc plus ZnBr2. Okay, so ethyl bromide react with zinc metal in dry ether to give what? Dialkyl zinc. Okay, Ca3 Ca2Br plus 2 Zn give what? Ca3 Ca2 whole 2 zinc. Okay. Now, X में तो सोडियम lead alloy, X में तो सोडियम lead alloy. See, I take C2H5Cl plus 4 PbNa, I'll get C2H5 whole 4. This is called tetraethyl lead 10 TL10 plus your 4 NaCl 4. Okay, so ethyl bromide with sodium lead alloy to give what you tetraethyl lead, and this tetraethyl lead is used as a anti-knocking compound in gasolines, in petrol. So when the gasolines are being used in the IC engines, okay, there is a chance of accumulation of the gasolines, and that causes knocking. To avoid that, to reduce the oxidation of this gasolines, we can use tetraethyl lead. So tetraethyl lead is an anti-knocking compound. It was used previously, but nowadays it is not being used because of the toxic nature of lead.